What I have here is my version of the Lamina engine. Light up the T light. It's pretty standard construction. It has the glass test tube with the stainless steel pot scrubber material inside it, placed about, I would say 2 inches away from the face of the piston. The glass test tube is sealed with a couple of O-rings. I had difficulty getting the test tube to actually go over the O-rings, so I had to use a diamond saw and a Dremel motor to remove about a ½ inch of the end of the test tube to get rid of the lip. I have a test tube support down here to keep it from being pushed down from its own weight. Have a CNC'd cylinder support. Created the cylinder out of a chunk of aluminum. The choke tube has a 3/8 bore choke in it, and the choke tube presses into the cylinder and is sealed with an O-ring. I wanted it to be removable so that when I bored the cylinder I didn't have to bore a blind hole. I could bore right on through. The cylinder is bored into the aluminum. The cylinder has a 600 thousandths diameter. The piston is made out of graphite EDM electrode, and the connecting rod is an 1/8 inch brass rod. I've CNC'd the flywheel out of 3-inch brass. CNC'd the flywheel support. Used ball bearings on the main shaft. And I just have a pin in one of the flywheel spokes for a connecting rod journal. And I have drilled and reamed a 1/16 hole in the brass rod here for the connecting rod. I had along the way thought that maybe brass tube would be better, but I used what I had. I had to counterbalance the flywheel to accommodate the weight of the connecting rod and the journal. It's very predictable. Starts every time. I should let it rock. Well, there it goes. It rocks a little bit on the start. I can start it very quickly by holding the match under it for a moment. Running on a T light. I think that the fit between the cylinder and the piston is very critical. Although I had never made a bad one to prove that it is, but I feel it is. I know this is such that should I take it out in the cold, the aluminum will contract and it will seize up the engine. I'll have to warm it up in my hand before I can turn it over. If I should happen to take it anywhere for a demo, I have to make sure it's warm before I try and turn it. I can get more RPM out of it by using more heat, but I'm pretty pleased with my burned out tea light. It's a fascinating engine. It makes a good mantelpiece. It's clean. You can run it in the house without creating much odor. People are find it very interesting. my version of the Lamina thermoacoustic engine.